This call is
Alright gang, so check me out. Today I'm continuing my One Piece drawing. I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm doing it live, so I'm gonna put it up on the screen afterwards for you to see. And we heading into this, VLADTv reaction here with Mr. R. Kelly, Mr. Golden Shower. So you know how we always do. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and just drop a like. If you like my drawing, you could always drop a like for me too, subscribe to me too, and with that said, let's get into today's video.
This call is now being recorded.
VLADTv.
Okay, so I'm recording this phone call right now. Who do I have on the phone right now?
This is me, R. Kelly. I hope you recognize my voice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How are you holding up in there?
By no choice.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
Got a lot of fans, my family, my kids. I have to hold up.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard you're going through some health issues right now also.
VLADTv.
Well, yeah, I've been getting taken care of, I hope, now. I'm on a lot of blood thinners and things like that. I'm just trying to get better pain medicine and things. So I'm battling that a little bit right now. I don't have much time, but the simple thing is that I
VLADTv.
had an operation on my Achilles, and it had been stretched, and I ended up having a cast on, getting a cast put on my ankle, and it was supposed to come off in 2 weeks, and it didn't come off for 2 months. And as a matter of fact, I've complained about it hadn't come off, so I ended up taking a walking cane, as I told everybody, and I ended up beating the cast off myself.
VLADTv.
And because it had been swollen, sore, itching, I couldn't get to the itch, so the night before Christmas I took it off myself, and after that I started trying to go to therapy, but I couldn't finish therapy because it was too sore, my whole leg by that time. I was in severe pain, so when I complained about it, I kind of mentioned to them that it was I thought it was a blood clot, but I'm not a doctor, but and they said that it wasn't blood clot, but and I went back to my cell, still in severe pain. A couple more weeks, another week passed by, a couple more weeks or whatever.
VLADTv.
And I ended up going to the doctor for a checkup, and come to find out that it wasn't just blood clot, but my whole leg was full of blood clots, and they ended up keeping me. And I ended up staying in the hospital for 6 days, and I have nothing against anybody, man, but this is my health, so that's why I spoke out on it. I was very frustrated, very mad, and very concerned about my health because, I'm not supposed to be the one guessing my diagnosis or what's wrong with me, around a bunch of doctors or nurses. I was supposed to be, they supposed to be telling me what it is, and for me to say what I thought it was, and then, be told it wasn't, then it ended up being exactly that and more.
VLADTv.
Brought very growing concerns right away. So that was my problem. So, but now I would hope it's been rectified. I'm on blood thinners now, and I'm feeling a little better, but I still have pain, and I'm just waiting on better pain medicine so I can just get through the day peacefully and get back to dealing with this BOP situation, which is what I called you actually to read you.
Hold on gang, I'll pause it there real quick because I'm gonna just say like, yo, they found you guilty, right? But still, if you're really guilty, right? Like, son, I mean, here you are now looking for compassion, and that's just life, bro. Everybody wants compassion, even the guy who has no compassion, even the guy who hurt somebody else wants to be loved. But then again, on the next thing is, I know exactly what he talking about, son. I done went to the hospital here a couple times, well, one time in particular, and I'm telling this doctor, I'm telling her, yo, I stepped on a piece of glass. She and her assistant, both women, are telling me, oh, you need to stretch more. Maybe it's not a glass. I'm like, I stepped on a glass. Like, I know I stepped on a glass. I took out pieces of it. There's a small piece still left. Bro, they're like, oh, we'll do an x-ray. I'm like, an x-ray for a piece of glass? A small piece of glass. You're not gonna find it. Yes, we will. Do the thing, bro. They charged me an arm and a friggin' leg, bro. Ain't get it out. They telling me, oh, you need to stretch more. You need to work on this, that, and the third. They give me something to wear. No benefit, no help, nothing, bro. I went to another doctor all the way back up where my parents live. This guy, he's like, oh yeah, there's two type of glass. One, it's slightly metallic. There's little pieces of lead in it, but if it's a very small piece, an x-ray is not gonna find it. And two, it has no lead in it. An x-ray definitely will not find it. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, some doctors, man, they really think they know it all and they don't listen to the patient. Then he told me what we would have to do. I ain't do the procedure yet, so I still got a piece of glass in my foot, and I paid this doctor and her assistant for nothing. So I know what he talking about.
Because I don't want to be scrambling on this phone. I only got like 15 minutes. We just got like 12 minutes now.
Okay. Well, go ahead and put out what you want to put out there.
And I appreciate it, you know. Well, so
VLADTv.
back in 2019, while I was being held in the BOP at the MCC in Illinois, a BOP Federal Disciplinary Hearing Officer, which is like the judge in the Bureau of Prisons. She's a judge.
VLADTv.
She was illegally accessing my federal restricted law enforcement information, my jail records, meaning my recorded phone calls and my emails. Not only did the officer illegally access my restricted information, but she accessed it 153 different times during the course of 6 months while I was being detained here. This is all according to a search warrant. This is not me saying this. This is what the search warrant says that was executed on the BOP officer after she had done it.
VLADTv.
This BOP officer, whom they are identifying as Officer 8 for the last 4 years, she was not arrested. She still hasn't been arrested, and we still don't even know who she is. She tore off every corner of each page where the dates and times would be, and illegally sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account. This is all according to the search warrant. But she didn't stop there.
What?
BOP Officer A then gave
VLADTv.
All right, we get it.
6 months worth of my federal restricted information to a female, famous female, and very influential YouTube blogger by the name of Tasha K.
Whoa!
Who not only illegally received my restricted federal law enforcement information, but the blogger Tasha K stated out of her own mouth on her Unwind with Tasha K YouTube blog that she shared that restricted information with my girlfriend at the time, who after seeing it,
VLADTv.
who after seeing that information got very, very mad at me to the point she was scorned and became the government's main star witness in my New York case, testifying against me.
VLADTv.
Now, those federal restricted phone calls and emails contain 6 months worth of lovey-dovey conversations between me and my other girlfriend at the time.
What?
And their plan was to get the
VLADTv.
the girlfriend who Tasha K showed those conversations to mad enough so they could turn her against me and have her say whatever they wanted her to say about me on the stand.
This call is from a federal prison.
Which was witness tampering.
VLADTv.
Okay, and the girlfriend
To
is
some
who?
degree.
I can't say names because she's a part of the case.
Okay.
I just can't call their names, but people that know the case, they know what's what. All I can say is this is the story and this is what happened. They got her mad enough with showing my records, because the point is that she shouldn't have showed my records. The BOP officer was not authorized to use my federal records. It's private, it's confidential, it's federal. All of this is illegal. Federal.
Well, I don't know if it's private and confidential. I personally don't know. We could look it up and find out in a moment, or whatever. Maybe one of you could comment down below. But because I feel like, they'll use your recordings if it pertains to the case or whatever. So I kind of get the point that, like, you talking to other girls, how does that pertain to your trial? So they probably shouldn't have had access. But I don't know how, exclusive or restricted your information becomes once you become a prisoner. Because, like, for real, once you become a prisoner, you're pretty much like a slave, bro. You legally lose a lot of rights. You still have your human rights, of course, but you legally lose a lot. So I don't know how much you lose and how much you retain.
Crimes committed by Officer A and Tasha K, and God knows who else. Because by the BOP officer A stealing my federal restricted phone calls and emails,
VLADTv,
giving it to Tasha K, and then Tasha K showing it to government witnesses, caused the outcome of my trial. Because my girlfriend that they showed the illegal information to was 90% of my case. So if they hadn't shown it to her, she would be still supporting and loving me. This is why I want people to write to the Department of Justice concerning the investigation into BOP Officer A and blogger Tasha K, because the Department of Justice,
VLADTv,
is the governing body of our laws. And if the BOP, the Bureau of Prisons, is not safe when it comes to our federal restricted law enforcement information, then no one can trust the outcome of their trials. No one. This officer is not a kid.
VLADTv,
And knew exactly what she was doing when she gave all of my restricted information, phone calls, and emails to the blogger Tasha K prior to my trial. I hadn't even gone to trial when they were doing this. This was in 2019 and 2020. The officer was well aware
VLADTv,
of the possibility of what giving all my restricted information to blogger Tasha K could have done to me in my case. Officer A knew that it could hurt me in my case, in which it did. This is not just some BOP employee, but this is a judge in the Bureau of Prisons who committed these crimes.
A judge, bro.
Against me. And there is a professional code of ethics that these people are supposed to follow.
VLADTv,
They're trained to follow. And they took an oath promising you and me and the public that they would follow that code of ethics. Because that code of ethics represents what integrity, honesty, law, justice are supposed to look like. It's supposed to represent what our Constitution, our due process, and our equal rights are supposed to look like. Which is why what disciplinary hearing Officer A did is problematic.
VLADTv,
I see his point, but once again, gang, like, it may seem a little hypocritical coming from him, but I see his point. I definitely see his point. And if there's truth to this, do you guys think they will, like, redo his trial or whatever? Like, what does this mean?
She showed no integrity. She showed no honesty and no kind of respect for that code of ethics. She showed no respect for her job, her colleagues, the law, or our judicial.
This call is from a federal prison.
When she decided to break those laws and jeopardize my rights to a fair trial, which automatically jeopardized my life and my freedom. Almost son, man. I'm sorry.
VLADTv,
Now, some people out there may say, well, you had your day in court, and he was, R. Kelly had his day in court, and he was found guilty by a jury of his peers and everything. Well, here's the problem with that. The jury knew absolutely nothing about a federal BOP officer stealing, scanning,
VLADTv.
and sharing all of my restricted jail records with a YouTube blog.
That's a valid point
Who
too.
was sharing that and sharing my jail records with government witnesses in the very same case that that jury sat in.
VLADTv.
Now, I know that there's people out there that may not like me or believe what they believe what they hear about me. And it's okay because they're entitled to their opinions about me.
VLADTv.
And I respect that. But my constitutional rights are supposed to look like their constitutional rights. My due process is supposed to look like their due process.
VLADTv.
I mean,
Okay, now
somebody could also argue that for many years it never did in your favor, you know?
if this is the case, wouldn't this be a basis of a retrial or an appeal?
This would be the case of an investigation being done on Officer A and Tasha K because they was not arrested. They were not charged for their crimes. These are crimes. You know, I've been looking on TV and I've been seeing all of this stuff about Trump and seeing all of this stuff about, you know, all of these law. All I hear every day on the news and everywhere else is the law is the law. Don't matter who you are. They even did it with me. I mean, the law is the law. Anybody that breaks the law, don't care who it is, nobody's above the law. Well, these are very high up federal crimes that were committed against me. And nothing's been done about it in 4 years.
VLADTv.
And these are crimes that affected my trial. They affected my life. They affected my case. You cannot witness tamper. I didn't even get bond. I don't even have a criminal background. And I didn't even get a bond. Why? Because they said I was going to witness tamper. But while I'm sitting in jail, they were witness tampering.
VLADTv.
And what makes it criminal because Tasha K could have never witness tampered if she hadn't had the information that was provided to her
the judge.
by the law, which was a disciplinary hearing officer, a BOP officer that gave it to her, which makes her aid and abet
VLADTv.
Tasha K's crimes. There's no other way to put it because there is no other way to see it because this is exactly what happened. And I wouldn't be on the BOP's phone while I'm detained by the BOP, lying on the BOP. Because for one, they would have been and cut my phone off.
VLADTv.
So the reason they're not cutting the phone off because this is the absolute truth and there is a search warrant on it. So this is something that's undisputable. This truth doesn't come to negotiate. It happened.
That's crazy. That is crazy, gang. I mean, what y'all think about that for real? Like, coming from who it's coming from based on what he's done. And also, don't look at who it's coming from and don't look at what he's done. Be fair and unbiased. What y'all think about that? Like, does he deserve a retrial? Let me know in the comments down below. And yo, put a paintbrush if you do art as well. Put a paintbrush emoji or a pencil, anything like that, so we could connect and network. You feel me? Alright gang, thanks for watching today's video and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.